Hey everybody. So I've been behind the scenes trying to figure out some stuff. Apparently either something went wonky or YouTube is doing what they did a couple months ago and not letting you post certain things. It's crazy. So I was already stressing about this live and then I'm trying to drop a link in here and I can't even drop a link. I don't know. All right, so can everybody hear me? Hopefully I am actually live and it's working. So let's go through one thing here at a time. I'm trying to drop a link to see if anybody wants to jump up on the panel, whether or not they've experienced this, or they just want to be supportive and they want to kind of talk about, what they think. So I just dropped the link again, and actually now it's letting me pin it. Let's see if it pinned. Maybe because I was doing it before, but I've always done it before. So it pinned the link. That was weird. That was really, really kind of weird. I haven't had that experience before. I've always been able to put in the link and do it ahead of time before the live. And that way it's up there and it's ready to go, because a lot of times, I start with somebody down in the basement and then we have a little chit chat. So that's crazy, but hey, it worked. Woo! It's not YouTube glitching, or maybe it is, but who knows? But yay. So I hope everybody is doing well this morning. It's morning for me, noon for other people, and early morning for even others. So let me go ahead and I'll do a little bit of greeting, because I'm not sure once this gets going whether or not I'm going to have a chance to really go back in here and greet everybody. I will go back and rewatch this when it's over. So my mods, if we're like having this conversation and you see people coming in, go ahead and greet them for me. Do your thing. You guys know what to do. Everybody is welcome here. Yesterday we had a little troll happening going on, so hopefully that won't repeat itself. I haven't seen any trolls in the lives I've watched this morning. And I saw a lot of them yesterday. Maybe it was just yesterday was the day for trolls. I don't know. Maybe today's their troll holiday. I don't know. So I don't know whether or not anybody read the intro about this live or the description about this live. This is going to be a little bit different. And I'm going to read it. I'm going to go ahead and just say hi to everybody in the chat. So we got, it looks like, I'll use StreamYard. It looks like Jerry Holly's in here. Timmy Ray the King. Hey, Nettie is here. Thank you for helping me try to troubleshoot. Sue with Lucky Dog. Thank you for helping me try to troubleshoot this. Scroll a little bit crazy. How are you doing? There's a whole lot. I'm scrolling through. There's a whole lot of us trying to figure out why my links weren't dropping. And I kept trying and trying. Kevin is here. Jerry Holly's favorite nephew. I've actually met him. He's pretty cool. Good to see you, Kevin. Happy Place Camping. Justin and Christina. Hello. Let's see who else is here. I know Nell. I saw Nell in here. Our RVing Adventures. Hello. Our Fatima Jeffrey. Hello. So hi everybody. Did I get everybody that's here so far? I'm going back and scrolling through my other one. I think I got everybody that's here so far. All right, Fatima, it's time to play Whack-A-Troll. Let's hunt. Let's hope not, because the troll yesterday was pretty vulgar. And the ones I saw in everybody else's lives that were popping in, it was the same type of thing. I am going to read the description, because before I start, I want to make sure that everybody's in here is aware of what this topic is, because this could be a difficult conversation for some people, and some people may not be able to have this conversation, and they may not feel comfortable watching this conversation. And so I don't want anybody to feel that way. So if you feel that, I have no issues with you walking away, signing off, whatever. I totally get it. I totally get it. So let me see if I can pull that up. Look, and I'm emotional, so but that's just me. Hey Griswold, how are you doing? So I am going to read the description to this. Let me make sure I mute that. So that way everybody knows before I get started exactly what this discussion is going to be about. And I'm reading it word for word from what is there. This live is not one of my typical lives. Warning, this conversation may be hard to listen to, hard to understand, and it may make you uncomfortable. This will be especially true if you have ever cared for someone that has been through this or you have been through this. This topic has weighed on my heart. Hold on, because I'm doing it again. So this topic has weighed on my heart for a few months, and recently I felt it even more important to start this conversation. I am not a counselor, and this conversation is only to help us to all recognize and help those that may be in that situation. If you feel you're in danger, please seek help immediately. This is not the place for you to reach out for help. Please seek help immediately. What are the signs of emotional abuse? Would you recognize it if you saw it? What do you do if you see it happening to someone you care about? So there you go. I was talking about this with my daughter who's at work right now, so she will not be able to watch this. This has happened to my kids, and I've seen it, and I've tried to help, and you can't always help. So this is what we're going to talk about. Like, what are some of the signs and symptoms? What can you do? All right, let me go back in here and see some people. I may be going behind the little thing and talking from there, and please understand, it's a little filter. Van Vita, hello, my love. Where are you staying? Hello. Hey, Sheila. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, yeah, this is something that my daughter has experienced. Both of my daughters have experienced, and this is not just females that can experience this. It is males, females. It's not always a romantic relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be a parent-child relationship. It can be, any kind of relationship that is out there. It can happen to. And, what are the signs? I'm actually going to be, because I'm not a counselor, I'm actually using Psychology Today, and some of the things that I looked at to kind of help guide me into figuring out how I could help somebody if they ever got in the situation. What do I look for? What do I do? What do I say? Where are we staying? It's even in the workplace. Yes, absolutely. So emotional abuse is not an isolated occurrence. It is a pattern of behavior. It creates fear and control. It can occur in parental relationships, like we said, romantic relationships, professional relationships. And there's my phone. Wow, I just took a picture of my phone ringing. So what are some of the warning signs of emotional abuse? Well, let me go on about more of what it is. People who suffer from emotional abuse can experience short-term difficulties. They can experience confusion, fear, difficulty concentrating, nightmares, aches, a racing heart, long-term repercussions, anxiety, insomnia, and social withdrawal. And Jerry's like, they need to see you. I'm good. And now I am good. Emotional abuse centers around control, manipulation. Hold on a second. Let me back out of something because my StreamYard was saying it's unsteady. All right. I'll take my Gary squirrel away. Hey. So emotional abuse centers around control, manipulation, isolation, demeaning, or threatening behavior. Some of the signs of it is where they try to monitor and they control your behavior. So they control who you spend time with, how you spend money. They can threaten a person's safety, property, or loved ones. That's after it goes down a little bit. Hey, Joy Blessed Life. Hey, Karen's New Journey, Desert Adventures in Arizona. Hello. Anybody that's new, go back and make sure you're reading this description for this live. This is not my normal live, so I don't want anybody to go, oh my gosh, this is an RVing channel and she is going somewhere else, because this is not a normal. This is just this was something that was weighing on me that I wanted to get out. A person that is committing emotional abuse to other people will isolate that person from their family, their friends. They will demean them. They will shame them. They will humiliate that person. Extreme jealousy, accusations, paranoia, delivering constant criticism. And part of the emotions is because when it happens, you can't do anything about it. When it happens to people that you know. So, making acceptance or care conditional on a person's choices. So I will do this if you do this. That tends to be one. Instilling self-doubt or worthlessness, gaslighting. This actually, my daughter, when I was talking to her yesterday, she actually brought this up. And it's so crazy how God works. Because I had set up this live to do this live, and I talked to her. And she didn't know I was doing this live. So I told her, I said, don't watch it now, but watch it later. So gaslighting is making a person question their competence. It's usually not overt threats. It's generally more subtle, and it can lead to physical abuse. So an emotional abuser may gaslight their victim into believing that their unhappiness is their own fault. And they often seek to isolate their victim from friends and family. Yep, Karen, you're right. They try to make you feel like you're stupid. And here are some questions that, like Psychology Today, like they were talking about. Do people in emotionally abusive relationships recognize the abuse? From personal experience, you do recognize that what's going on is wrong sometimes. However, you don't always know the extent of it. And you make excuses. So, abusers are often skilled manipulators. If it's happening to you, you're not the first person they've done it to. So they've honed their skills in what they're doing. So a lot of times the people that are being abused don't recognize the pattern. Hi, Gail, Southern Living. Those tactics may lead the victim to believe that they are to blame for the problems in the relationship. It's a pattern that occurs consistently. And when you recognize that the behavior is being manipulative, that person threatens to leave or end the relationship. One of the questions is gaslighting emotional abuse. It is a form of emotional abuse by manipulating the victim to doubt his or her own sense of reality. Continually saying things like, that's not how it happened, or you're crazy. The gaslighter asserts control over the relationship. Gaslighting can instill confusion, self-doubt, anxiety, and depression. And there's my daughter. So, guys, Emily is my daughter. She popped on. So, who is likely to be an abuser? Well, abusers deny their harmful patterns. They tend to be possessive, hypersensitive, have a strong need for control, which motivates them. Their tendencies may stem from their own deep insecurities or a mental health condition. Some of those mental health conditions that it tends to be is an antisocial personality disorder, a narcissistic personality disorder. And if you ask a narcissist if he's a narcissist, of course, they're going to say no, he or she. Do emotional abusers become violent? Emotional abuse and physical abuse sometimes do co-occur, but not always. Emotional abuse, however, often precedes physical violence, which only begins after a perpetrator's emotional assault tactics fail to control that person. Psychological abuse can sometimes be as damaging or even more damaging than physical violence. When violence does occur, it is often perceived as it's the offender's failing, whereas the victims are more likely to internalize the emotional abuse as their own failings. And I just heard somebody pop into my basement. You ready to come up?
Hey.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
We're here for you. I'm here for you.
Aw. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know exactly how you're feeling.
Yeah. We've talked a lot.
Yeah. And everybody's here for support. And it's a great, great topic. I'm glad you're discussing it.
Thank you. I think that a lot of people don't get it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't get it. These people that do this are manipulators.
Mm-hmm.
From the core, that's what they do. Yeah, they're manipulators.
Yeah, and it's who they are. You can't change them, to be honest. You know, it was like that in my past, and I've said in our videos, I feel, Mel saved me. I didn't realize I was in that type of relationship. You get molded.
Yeah.
As far as for me. So it's great to get it out there and make awareness of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you really start feeling like you're crazy. And then
the
manipulation
it's your fault.
going on.
It's your fault.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
Like you're overly emotional. Well, I am. I am not a person that could lie. You can look right at me. You will always know what I'm thinking. Good, bad.
I'm very emotional. I cry at commercials, you know. I'm a very
Yeah.
emotional person as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good to cry because you get it out, you know, and I've
Yeah.
cried a lot. And it takes time, you know. It's me and Mal have been together since 2009, and it's still emotional for me. You know, it's just something I went through, and I was actually in it for quite some time, over 10 years. So
Yeah.
it takes a lot to come back to you, and you don't realize you're not yourself, you know. So
No.
I'm much
No.
stronger now, and I thank Mal for that. Mal had really, really helped me with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think,
Mhm.
you know, I've experienced it. I've got family members that have
Mhm.
experienced it. I have
Mhm.
friends that have experienced it. Not only, I
Yep.
mean, it's like somebody, like, you know, we were talking about earlier. It's not just a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, and it
Right.
can be both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be in a lot of different things. And I know, like, in talking to you, in my case,
Mhm.
and in talking to a lot of other people saw signs,
Yep.
but you don't know what to do. And so I've seen signs in other people and not known what to do. And so for you,
Yeah.
like, what do
Yeah.
you think is the would you have been receptive to have people talk to you about it when they saw things, or not?
I think the problem is you don't see them yourself. So
Yeah.
it's hard to accept that you have a problem, you
Yeah.
know? And for me, you know, mine was a marriage, a past marriage. And when I finally opened up, when I noticed things were happening and I opened up to my parents, they already saw it, but they never told me, you know?
Yeah.
And I think they just it's really hard. I think it's good to try to speak to them about it, but I also feel it's hard for them to accept it either way, female, male, you know, because they're already so committed. All
Yes.
they're trying to do in my instance is I was trying to change me to make it better,
Yeah,
thinking
because
it
you
was
blame yourself
me.
for it all.
Exactly. You know, and you're trying to make it work and trying, and then it's just so hard to come to grips that it's not you. You shouldn't have to change you, you know?
No. No.
So
And
it's
it's
it's really
usually
hard.
it's a repeated occurrence. It's
Right.
not,
It is.
you
Yeah.
know, if you go back and you can and trace back, you know, you're not the first person that this happened to, that person probably did that to.
No,
Um,
exactly. In my instance, he actually, after me, he got married 3 more times. It's a revolving
wow.
door. So I was so lucky to even though I was there over 10 years, you know, to break the cycle for me. But it's
Yeah.
just something in their mold, whatever happened to them as a child or whatever it might have been, or it's just them. It's just, you can't change them. It's who they are. So I was very thankful to have been able to get out of it,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
Victoria May, I am fine.
Hmm.
I'm perfectly fine. This is, you know, this is just a conversation that was weighing on my heart. So
Yeah.
I'm in a good place. I don't look like it right now because I'm doing the ugly crying,
It's just,
but
no, you're just in the
I,
emotional state. That's all it is.
yeah,
You know,
I
it's going to
am.
take a lot to get out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think I would have if I would have spoken to my daughter yesterday, which I love her. She's in here right now. Um, this the whole live probably would have went a whole lot different. But it kind of brought up a lot of emotions. I was already
It
had it
does.
planned.
It
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I finished my live yesterday, which was just a lighthearted, fun live.
Yeah.
And it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. I was flipping through and I found the picture, the thumbnail, and I'm like, that's it. I
Yeah.
have got to do this. I set it up as public. I didn't put the whole disclaimer in there. I set it up as public.
Yeah.
I left for a couple hours, ran some errands, did some things with Jerry, and we came back. And during that trip, I actually had a conversation with my daughter. And so
Yeah.
this was already set up, and she's having this conversation with me about the situation that she's recently went through, and she's out of it. And she's had the same
Right.
experience. It is when you're in the midst of it, you make excuses. So
You do. You do.
people did talk to me about it, and I made excuses.
Yeah. And what's crazy is you tend to defend them. That's what I did.
Yeah. Make excuses and defend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just the molding, what happens over time. You don't realize it. And actually talking about it, Sherry, and even though it's emotional, it makes it release from your soul. You got to get it off because it's there, and this way, by keeping it open, and communication, it's definitely going to make you a stronger person. You don't put a timeline on it.
I hope that's what my daughter
because you don't know. Yeah. Yeah. And being there for your daughter, and exactly how she's feeling. And like me, it's a very long time for me. And sometimes I still have issues. You don't realize how much it changed you. But I feel like I'm a lot stronger than I was then, and it's just a growing
You're pretty
thing.
strong.
And
some things have you ever noticed that certain things will trigger something?
Oh yeah.
I had that experience.
And you didn't realize that.
No, I had the experience. I didn't even realize until it happened.
Yeah.
And then I had to apologize because of my reaction was, somebody said they did something, and they said, well, you failed that test. And they were totally joking, very lighthearted. And I flipped the switch.
Yep.
I was like, nope. And bless their hearts that they understand what happened.
And that does happen, and it did in the past, in our early relationship for me and Mel. And he told me, he's like, Nettie, you were there 10 years. I don't expect you to come back to you with them. Yeah. And he's like, I understand. We just have to realize, like he told me, he's not him. And vice versa, because he had some problems in his past as well, and I wasn't her. But it's hard to get your mindset because you were scarred, and you have, like, for me, I had a wall. I didn't want to get hurt again. I was actually waiting to get hurt, because I had my defenses up. You just, it takes time and for that to come down. And Mel has helped me so much because of the understanding. You have to have communication.
Yeah.
That's the one thing in order to get through it, because it's not them, they're not the ones that hurt us.
Yeah. And I think I can see, the pattern cycling over again already. Not with me, but I can see that pattern is cycling. And it's hard when you see people that you care about getting sucked into that pattern.
Yes, I know.
And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
You got to let them find out for themselves, because, it comes to the defense mechanism. They're going to defend the person.
Yep.
And that's just how until they realize, and it's a shame because your heart's out there for them. You don't want them going through it, but they have to learn, for themselves.
Yeah. Part of this article that I was reading talks about the psychological toll of emotional abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, I mean,
Yeah.
it's clearly, it wears you down so that you cannot see clearly.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you believe that everything that's happened in the relationship, and again, this is any kind of relationship, is their own fault.
Yeah.
They try to find ways to bargain. They figure out how they can adapt their own behavior and how to avoid confrontation.
Yeah.
And I definitely found that out. So if you have an issue and you want to talk about it, you don't talk about it because you know that your opinion is going to not be their opinion, and then they are going to flip it and ridicule you and then just cut you down even further.
Yep, exactly. I couldn't talk on the phone too loud. Like I was on the phone with my parents. Oh, you're talking too loud. I couldn't laugh. You're laughing too loud. I couldn't talk to family because, just not talk to family as far as what was going on, but just to talk to family at that time. And it was always something that you did wrong. So then you become a person where you don't even communicate. When Mal met me, he didn't even realize that I actually had a voice. He's like, you were always so quiet. And that was because I was always in trouble. Could do nothing right.
So you don't want to open your mouth.
But now I show my finger. Yeah.
And a lot of people, want to know why you would stay in something that is happening when it's that way. And a lot of times it is because the accusations and the harassments wear you down. They make you think that you deserve it, or that emotional abuse isn't real abuse. That was the other thing, is I'm not beating you, so that's not abuse. I'm not cussing you out. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm not, calling you all those other names. That's not abuse. They don't get that that is abuse.
Yeah. And for me, I didn't even realize I was being molded. You don't realize that your person has changed,
So my daughter said in her case, she got the silent treatment every time she tried to talk about certain topics. And then that's how she was molded to avoid those topics.
Right.
Because she didn't want to be ignored.
Yeah.
So thank you, Emily, for coming on here and talking about it. I think it's important. I mean, my daughter is young, so she's got a whole lot of life to live. Hey, B&D Crafts. Box Vandy, I agree with you. I agree so much.
Yeah.
So if you are in that situation, and let's just say you're starting to see some of the signs, and some people are starting to kind of see those cracks, and they're able to get into those cracks and make you think a little bit, because I had those moments where I thought, no, this surely is not me. It's not just me. But then, of course, I would fill them up with excuses later. But let's just say you're starting to notice that, and you're starting to kind of put it together, or, that person says something and finally it just trips a switch in you, and you are like, you're right. Maybe it is time for you to leave. Because a lot of times that person will threaten to leave as a way of manipulating you.
Exactly. Like I was threatened because where I was living, I was in a different state, where my family was. I had no family. It was all his family.
Yeah.
And I was threatened, it doesn't matter what I do to you, they're always going to love me because they're my family. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you get scared because you're trying to make it work because you realize you don't have really a place to go.
Yeah. Who's you don't have the support because your support's already been taken away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Van Vita had some good advice. When you see this in another, don't speak poorly of their partner. Instead, let them know that you will always be there no matter how many times.
Yeah. Because they're going to stand up for their partner.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you, Vermont Paint.
Yeah.
I love you. Vermont's actually got a monetization party tonight. So if one of the mods can post that link for later, yeah, he finally got there. So he's having a big old bash tonight.
Congratulations.
So if somebody wants to post that. But yeah, that was it. So they threatened to leave. And so in some cases, when that happens, that can, in my case, that tripped a switch where it made me think, because it gave me that mental, like a stopping point, like a reset.
Yeah.
So I was able
opened
to
your eyes.
Yeah, let me wait. Let me think about this. I'm not going to make any decisions right now. I need to actually process. And in the process of processing, you go back and you think over everything that's happened, and things start making sense.
Yeah.
So that's that's for me.
It's a good thing that it was a good thing, Sherry, that happened, because it made you think and open. And that was the same thing for me. He had to, and we put this in our video, on getting to know us, and I put it on there that he said I had to leave to go find myself. So what did he have to go find? But that made me think about it. And that's how I realized, that this isn't a healthy relationship. That gave me my my thoughts on, I need to get out.
All right, sorry about that.
It's
I'm coming back on. I had to blow my nose. Didn't figure everyone wanted to see me do that. We can be really live, but I don't think you want to see that.
So, I take that as a blessing, even though it was hard. But it was a blessing. I opened my eyes and look at my story today. It's like,
well, you now can help other people.
So I'm so happy to be where I'm at today.
Yeah, me too. We're in good places.
We are. I tell Mel,
the nose blowing.
Yeah. And I tell Mel, you saved me, and he chuckles about it, but I truly feel that he saved my life.
Yeah.
I tell him that today, every day.
I think I'm going through this article, and it says that most people eventually do leave. It usually takes a couple attempts.
Yeah.
It didn't for me. It was one time. But it's an ongoing process, because ongoing is that person will eventually continue. Hold on just a moment. So that person, sometimes will then blame you because you're not coming back. So then that's also like, it's still part of that narcissistic, abusive, instead of just letting it go, because you're now not coming back to that. They are such a great person that they can't in their head understand why you can't just get over it and accept it. How many times does somebody have to say they're sorry?
Yeah.
Well,
and now they're like, okay, we can. Right. And now they want to go seek help. Let's go to counseling. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do that. That happened in my case as well. Kept calling me and don't throw, 10 plus years away. We can fix this. And, Mel told me, which Sherry was so funny to me, but I never even thought of it. He's like, Nettie, why are you answering the phone? Just hang up. And I never thought about that because I was still in that mental, you got to listen, the control.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yep.
hang up the phone, block them,
You don't have to
so
anymore.
you don't have to
Yeah.
listen to it.
You don't have to listen to it.
No.
It's important to accept help from family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a thing in here. How do survivors recover from emotional abuse? Therapy, talking to other people, getting it out in the open, acknowledging it, learning how to prioritize yourself.
Right.
So I think that was
don't feel or take the blame that the marriage or the relationship didn't work because you left. Because you tend to feel like you're the problem.
Well, yeah, it's a failure is a failure, but some failures are actually good because you learned from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
And I think a lot.
Karen just said many of us are highly sensitive people or empaths, and we're attracted to narcissists. I think.
Yeah.
I think you're definitely just hit the nail on the head there. I feel everybody's feelings. Then when you're with somebody who is the exact opposite, so it can be, friends are the exact opposites. Romantic relationships, you don't know how to act.
I know exactly. That was with me. I was used to that relationship, and this new relationship is totally different. And you're like taken back by it. It took me a while to realize there's good out there.
Rhonda, I'm sorry. I know this is a difficult topic. This is definitely a difficult topic. Karen said her extreme emotions caused her to go down a drinking path. I could see how that would do it because you're trying to trying to numb it.
Numb it. We love you, Rhonda.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I definitely will say, like, leaving the situation, Quartzite was my reset. Absolutely was my reset. Thanks, Dee. So Dee says she's traveling today, so safe travels.
Yes, Dee.
It's so great to see you come in here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till we get to meet you again and spend more time. So I don't know. Anybody else have anything to add to it? I know, it's been a little crazy. I think everybody knows somebody that that's went through this.
Yeah.
Or going through this, I can tell you I am good. I'm in a good place. I am happy. I am safe. I am good. And D&D Crafts, everyone needs a reset every now and then. Yes, we do.
Yeah. And Oscar is great too. Because your pets know when something is going on, and they always try to give you support. So
yeah, he
Oscar's
is
such a sweet little boy.
He really is.
Yeah.
And I get it. I know that not everybody.
Don't chase geese. That's funny.
Well, I just wanted to pet the goose. It was a male and a female. So when I first walked up to them, they were doing their little head bobbing thing, and it's springtime, and they're doing their little head bobbing thing. But it was pretty funny. Bye, Dee.
Yeah.
Hey, Lance, hug your big kitty. I don't know where he's probably back there laying in the bed right now. He's been pretty close to me the past couple days. The geese scene was pretty funny. I actually was I was filming at the same time. So, but mine didn't come out anywhere near as good as what Felix did. It was pretty funny. And I was going to let Happy Place Camping have a viral video on my behalf.
Right.
That goose turned around and starts chasing me. I'm going to trip over my boots. It was muddy. I'm going to go, and I'm going to be like goose food.
Yeah.
Shanna, I hope you don't meet up with a baby bear. No.
Oh,
They might be
Shanna.
cute.
Yeah.
Let's just see. Somebody just said something. I think, Bambina, you quit trusting your own judgment and your intuition. Absolutely right.
Just remember that don't put a time limit on it. If you end up having another, flare up is what I call it, because it took a while to get where you ended up being. It's going to take a little bit to get back to you. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely see that. Happy Place Camping. Woman attacked by geese. # shorts.
Yeah.
Where are we staying? Because of the abuse, I was suicidal in 2019. My baby girls would save me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was, that was something else that was mentioned. So, emotional abuse can come in so many different forms. And so, it was brought up to me that this person that did this to me, who had been previously married a couple times, said that their last marriage, that they were going to go and they wanted to go and kill their spouse and the boyfriend because this was a cheating situation. And the only thing that kept them from doing it was their children. So when somebody tells you that, that puts a seed in your mind, and that's part of that manipulation. It doesn't go away. Did that person ever lay a hand on somebody? No, they never did. Physically, they never touched me, but they didn't have to. Yeah.
It's not worth it. Your mindset is basically out there, but it's not worth it. I was pretty messed up where I actually wanted to get hurt to end up in the hospital so I would get the care, as far as getting him to care about me. And for you to want to even think about hurting yourself so you can get that, it's not a healthy situation to me.
No. No. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
No.
And I think everybody thinks about that. I was, during this time, I was going through a lot of physical issues also.
Yeah.
And that's where my family, my parents noticed issues and brought it to my attention. They said that when we were all together and we didn't go and see my parents very often and they were very close to me because he didn't want to spend time there for, he could understand why you'd want to spend more than, a couple hours with them. And I would always go and visit and spend the night and have like a weekend with them. So he never could understand that. But then when I was doing really poor and I was having problems walking and just getting around, and my parents were asking me questions about how I was doing and, what's the treatment. They noticed the eye rolling, the smirking, the looking annoyed that I had a problem.
Yeah.
And, they told me that then they said, is he handling your illness okay? Well, yeah, I was making, this is hard. It's hard, to making up excuses. But really not making up the excuses.
Yeah.
Damien, thank you, ladies, for sharing your story. It helps me feel normal. Aw. Now, of course, as my person would actually describe the way they might kill a person and how cool it would be. See? They don't have to physically do it, but they're putting that seed in your head, which is manipulating and changing the way you think. And that's
exactly.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's just horrible. So what do you have coming up new, Nettie? Where are y'all at right now?
Right now, we're still in Texas. We're by Waco.
Cool.
Yeah, and we have, what is today? Today's Tuesday. We have a premiere coming out tomorrow, which is
cool.
Awesome. I'm still in my caravanning stages. I love caravanning. Can't wait to caravan again.
It's fun.
It's so much fun.
Can't wait till we get to do that.
With friends. Yeah.
Karen, I'm hoping you are getting some healing. I'm hoping everybody that's watching this, you know, this was not a live to stick it to somebody or to make somebody feel bad or to demean or slander or any of that. This live was to help people.
Exactly.
And if you think that my motive is anything other than that, that's your problem. It's not mine. It's your problem.
Yeah. Because we're just showing how we healed. You know, I'm wanting to come up to show you how I've healed from it, and there's a way out. You know, there are friends and family that want to be there to help support, but you got to let them in, you know, when you're ready, of course.
Jerry Holly.
I know. I'm like looking at my phone. What day is it?
What day is it? Isn't that crazy?
Jerry.
I remember when we got to Arizona, the only way I could tell what day it was because we weren't doing live streams on the weekends.
Right.
So it would be like, okay, so there's nobody going live today. It must be a Saturday or a Sunday.
Exactly.
Oh my God. It was crazy. It's just crazy. So yeah, and Tracy, PTSD definitely is a thing that comes from what we've all been through. So
yeah,
and we just have to be with people that care about us and love us and understand that that's going to happen.
It is. And communication, please have communication. Because if you don't tell them how you're feeling, you know, they're going to think they did something wrong.
Yeah. Desert Adventures in Arizona, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have guts or if I'm stupid.
No, you have guts, Sherry.
Yeah. Just, yeah, I was stressing this morning. I slept really good last night, but man, when I got up this morning, whew,
I know.
it was anxious. And then I'm getting on. It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't have to. I don't think that anybody is. Have everybody saying you're not stupid. What's the tears for? Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah.
So, I think, yeah, we all just have to heal, and it's different. Kristen's 4 Seasons. Hello. What's the tears for? You'll have to come. I guess, you know, if you're just popping in here, you're probably thinking, oh my God, what is this crazy lady who does nothing but, you know, RVing and cat videos.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. So much for that. That's awesome. Who is this crazy lady who does nothing but this? And she's up here crying. Like, what in the world did I just walk into? So because I've gotten a couple of super chat, super stickers, I'm going to quickly just throw up this little video banner.
I love it.
Isn't that cute? I can't wait. I just thought about doing that. I've seen a couple people like Van Vita's. Oh my gosh, she does one with moose milk.
Oh,
and it's hilarious and it's so cool. And I thought, well, let me do something funny. Where I'm saying, good thing about crying is my sinuses are open. But we also have like high pollen. Oh, thank you. Where are we staying? And I get to see you guys in person in September. I'm so looking forward to the M21 meetup. Yeah. That is going to be so cool. So I got a couple of meetups planned.
And your tears are happy tears.
Yeah. These are not all sad tears.
Yeah.
Actually, they're not sad tears at all. They are
remembering emotional and happy tears. Exactly.
So, yeah. Karen's, my grandkids are giving me funny looks because I was crying. Oh, I cry at commercials. I am like Nettie.
I do too. Yeah.
I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when my, Oscar, gets his claw stuck on something, and he's like, and I'm like, oh, my baby. My mom. Let me make sure my mom is okay. All right, she's good.
Good.
Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. I don't know. I think Roy and Becky are still having internet issues. I don't think they're going on. Stress, tears, that too, because when you build up the thought of having this conversation, and then once it starts, it definitely stress, tears.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of you guys. I love all of you. You've helped me in more ways than you even know. And some of you do know it.
Yeah. And since my eyes opened up way back then, it makes me, like you were talking about your daughter, you can see it. You're aware now. You see the signs. Aw.
Anyway, let me get the screen better. I can't stand that screen. There we go.
Okay, you've just been killing me for the last 20 minutes. Seriously.
Did we get some tears coming out of it?
Yeah. One here. One here. I'm not used to going to chats like this. You know how the chats we go to, they're happy and we're joking around having a bash.
And I love that. But
and I'm thinking maybe I can come up here and lighten it up and make you guys happy. No, you know what? All this abuse, I mean, I've seen it and I've heard it before. And you know what? It really starts with educating as a parent in the beginning. I have two grown sons who are 20 and 25 years old, right?
Yeah.
And ever since they were little, I said, when you guys get girlfriends, the last thing you ever do is ever hit them or yell and scream at them, because I drilled it into their heads. It's you do not ever treat a woman. And this is what my father's taught me. You never treat a woman bad. You put them on the pedestal. They are your queen. You do everything they ask you to do, because happy wife is happy life, right? You do not ever hit a woman. You never verbally abuse them. And for any man to even do that to a woman, you know what? That is the lowest level of a man could be. So if there's any men that are listening to this right now that have sons, you need to really drill this into their heads that you never hit a woman and you never verbally abuse them, ever. Plain and simple. No matter what they do or how angry they can get you, you never lay your hand on a woman. Never. On a girl. Ever. Plain and simple. That's basically all I've got to say.
And as a person, and as a person, you should never feel like you can't speak up. Because if you feel like if you say something, if you feel like you can't say something, then you're in a situation that you shouldn't be in.
Right. Yeah. And it's vice versa. Women do this as well.
As a man, if you're getting to the point where you've hit your woman, then you know that you need to go get help and you need to get out of the relationship as well, because it'll only get worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell all these women right now too as well. If I know it's hard, but if you just get hit once, don't even give them a second chance. Don't even think about it. Just Get out of it right away, because you're guaranteed to be stuck in it, and it'll continue. Because my father's a police officer, and he's dealing with this, and I've heard stories from him, and it's like the things that some women have put up with. It's like, just do your thing and get out of it as soon as you can. No matter how difficult it is, everything will get better in the end, right? And Sherry's the proof right now, and so are you, Nettie.
Yeah,
right?
I actually had a friend that was going through this, and nobody really knew what was going on. They knew that her husband was a little bit possessive. He monitored her Facebook, all of that.
Yeah.
Nobody really knew the depth of it. He never laid a hand on her that anybody ever knew. And on New Year's Eve, a couple years ago, he went in while she was sleeping, and he shot her, and then he killed himself right in front of their 2 children.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have signs. There was no signs that we saw.
Verbal abuse like that it can be worse than physical abuse,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, it looks like we got a little troll that popped in. Thank you, Sue, so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all I have to say about that, Sherry, is that these men need to, grow up and be a man and just treat women with respect and just put them on a pedestal, and that's what they deserve, right?
I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate your friendship.
Oh, for sure. Friends for life, guys. For sure.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
And I like Weekend RV, and whoever lays a hand on me is guaranteed a goner.
Yep.
Yeah, but a lot of people make excuses even for that, and they have kids, and they don't want their kids to, but what they don't understand is, by allowing your kids to witness that, you're teaching your kids how to treat other people, and that's not treating them the right way.
No, that's so true. You can't let the kids go through
that. You lead by example. So, Lance, you instilling that in your kids, and then you treating your wife with respect right there is teaching your boys how to, how to treat women.
Yeah. I tell them that all the time. I said, you make sure you never hit any women, because you'll have to deal with me if anything.
Yeah.
Victoria up here. I'll let Victoria talk, and I'm going to go, because I'm going to go for my 2.5-hour walk now.
Have a good walk.
You guys take care, girls. Okay. And hopefully we'll see you in Michigan too if the border's open.
I hope so. I'll be there.
Yeah. For sure. Cool. Yeah. I can't wait to meet everybody. Okay. Have a good nice day, guys.
Bye.
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 Hey, Victoria.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Time will make it better, hon. Time will make it better.
I know.
Just to tell you an experience, I lived in Hawaii for 3 years. And I was single for over a year. Had a best friend, I thought. And everybody kept warning me that I shouldn't be with him because he was abusive. But I didn't see that. The whole time we were friends, it was perfect. He'd come over, we'd watch TV, we'd eat dinner together, and then I'd tell him, okay, go home, I'm going to go to bed. And that's the way our friendship was for well over a year. And then I decided to let it be more than that. Within 2 weeks of being with the guy, 6'3", over almost 300 pounds, he started using me as his punching bag. I kept it quiet. I was going to counselors and everything, and they would ask me, what was going on, because I guess they could see the bruises healing up or something, but they could see things, and I would, it's all right. I'd make excuses. And now, I've had doctors ask me back then if I've ever been in a car wreck because of the damage this guy did to me.
Wow.
I have white scar tissue, polyps, they called it, all over the left side of my brain because of the pounding to my head was making my brain slam against my skull.
Oh my gosh.
And which causes other difficulties, memory and nerve and tendon problems. And just all kinds of things. But finally, they put me in a safe house because the island's not that big, and the guy was looking for me. And they put me in a safe house until they could get me on a plane back home here. And when I got back here, almost a year later, I met up with my husband now, which was my love when I was 16. And we got back together. And we've been together 24 years, 24 plus years, almost 25 years in June. And so, I still have those memories, and I can now see more clear. Like if I see another woman that's being even verbally abused, I can see it in them. And
Yeah.
I'm not so bad to help, but you can't just approach somebody. I've also had people turn on me and stop being my friend simply because I was trying to help them in a bad relationship, and they became resentful, and I
But
lost
you
my
felt like you were
relationship.
doing what you felt your heart was telling you needed to do, which is the right thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a little Indian friend in Spokane, and she got married and they had a son, but her husband was abusing her, both verbally and physically. And
Wow.
she was telling me about it, and I wanted to help. So I called 911. The guy went to jail overnight, got out the next day, and I lost my best friend at the time because she turned on me for calling the police on her husband. And so I wait
You did the
until
right
they
thing.
elevate me and ask me for help, now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it gets better. Sherry, you're with a absolutely wonderful man now, and I'm sure he treats you like a queen, like you should be.
Mm-hmm.
And your
Oh, I'm surrounded
ex-husband,
by some great people right now.
your ex-husband has learned now what he actually lost, and it can't be changed. But he knows what he
Nope.
lost,
Yeah.
and he's feeling that pain now. Believe you me.
But and again, this wasn't really all about that situation.
Yeah.
I knew Nettie. Nettie and I have talked. I knew Nettie had the situation, the same, type of situation. I know a couple other people in Quartzsite when we were talking had the same situation. My daughter, who was on here for a little while.
Felix.
I've been in a narcissist relationship. I also know what it feels like to be told that you don't amount to nothing, and always be told every single day, nitpicking, I call it, nitpicking at you, telling you every single day something negative about you or about what you've done or about what you've not done, and always wanting validation for what they do and how good they are. And
it's not always and it's not always overtly you're a horrible person, you're a bad person, you're fat, you're ugly. It's not always that. It's subtle little things that they do.
Yeah. And it's not a blatant, you didn't do this right. It's an innuendo.
Yep.
Which it's blatant to you, but if somebody else was seeing it, it's like an innuendo.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's all part of somebody who's a narcissist and has to have that control, has to feel like they're the power in everything.
They can't understand why they can't understand why you wouldn't want to just drop everything and be with them.
Yeah, because they're so fabulous. They're so fantastic. They're so handsome. They have such a fantastic build. They do everything right. They work so hard.
You know it, Victoria.
You know, And they want validation for all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, you're so handsome. You just got the most fantastic body. You work so hard. Even though you've told them a million times, you're fantastic. You're great. What you do it a number one. They still, every single time they come
Yeah.
home from doing something good, you got to validate them.
Yep.
And you know, actually, that doesn't. It's like, okay, you're fantastic, baby. You did. You know, you're fantastic. Everybody loves what you do. You know, that ain't much to tell them. But in your head, you're going, oh my God, how many freaking times do I got to tell this guy how fantastic he is? You know, or I've literally told somebody, how many times do I got to tell you how great you are? I mean,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know you're great. How many times do I got to tell you you did a fantastic job?
yeah.
Baby, you did a fantastic job, though.
You know, and from
Are you,
you know,
listening, Jerry?
I don't know if this is like if everybody had this situation, but there were definitely certain things that motivated this person. And that became difficult. So that's a whole nother topic of healing from.
See, I
Right.
suffer. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself here that's kind of embarrassing, but I suffer from manic depression and bad self-esteem. I always have. It's made me kind of a loner. You guys have brought more out in me through meeting all of you guys on YouTube than I ever thought that was possible, because I
Aww.
really am kind of, I have a self-esteem problem. I mean, nothing's ever right with me, and I think that's because of past relationships. It's
Yeah.
really hard to get over being told so many negative things through your life that eventually you get told negative things enough about yourself, you start believing them.
Yeah,
And it's really hard to change that perception of yourself. But now I've had you guys on here, you know, telling me, oh, Victoria's the sweetest lady on here I know, or things like
you
that.
are.
And
you're beautiful.
you know, sometimes I'm going, I'll look at Kenny, I'll go, they're just being nice.
No. You've got
They're
such a
just
beautiful
being
heart and spirit. It just you
but I
love it.
love people. I honestly do. I feel like I'm such a loner, but you know, I'll have total strangers come up. Literally, I have sat at the park on a bench, had total strangers come up and sit next to me and start telling me their entire life story.
Because
And
you're
I'm like,
approachable.
okay.
Yeah,
I
sometimes you
don't
don't want to know
know
it.
if I want to hear this, but I'll just sit here
Yes,
and listen.
Jerry, I gotta run, but I
Okay, thanks,
enjoyed
Nettie.
being up here with you. I love you,
Thank you.
Vicky.
I love
Believe
you
in
too,
yourself.
Melnetty. When
Thank
are you
you
going
for
to start
coming
doing
on.
nails again?
I know, right?
I really
It's
want some
hard
more.
with the traveling. I know. I don't even have mine done. Look, I'm natural right now.
Yeah, mine are like,
We're all
look,
stubby.
they're very, very
Yeah,
short.
mine are too.
We all need nails by Nettie.
Yes,
That's
she
okay,
makes the
Nettie. I
most.
think I'm gonna go ahead and close this out because I've actually got something I've got to get ready to go do.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
hate
Sherry,
when
I just wanted to come up and tell you, this is just a thing. You'll get through it, sweetie.
Oh yeah.
And you've got so much
Yeah.
people that love you and support you, and you're in such a fantastic relationship now that the past is the past. You can't change the past. The present ain't here yet, so don't worry about it. As that saying goes, live in the day, because you got plenty enough to worry about in the day, hon.
Absolutely. And again, this is not just for me. This was for everybody that's
God
out
bless.
there going through it.
Stay safe.
Yes.
And stay awesome, ladies.
You too.
I love you.
You too.
Bye.
And so, everybody, I want you to all have just a great week, a blessed week. Go out and make somebody's day, smile, and love on somebody.
Yes.
Love you all. Emily,
Love you.
love you. I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody. I will see you sometime this week. We'll see. Bye.